After the unsuccessful Nigeria Must Go demo in Ghana, which sought to kick Nigerians and Igbos for that matter out of Ghana, there's been a number of developments. Now, the first development was that Nigerian Minister for Foreign Affairs, Bianca Ojukwu, has visited Ghana. She allayed fears of Nigerians living in Ghana.
Government and the people of Nigeria have been concerned about in quote, widespread protests that have been taking place in Ghana, requesting Nigerians to leave.
And she didn't stop there. She also met the Ghanaian Minister for Foreign Affairs, Okudzeto Ablakwa, and further went on to meet the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. Now, the President assured her that Ghana will never repeat history that exists between Ghana and Nigeria, and said that, in fact, there wouldn't be mass deportation of Nigerians out of Ghana. So some few Ghanaians are also planning another walk with the title, Ghana is no longer safe walk or demo. Now, what they write on the flyer is illegal and undocumented immigrant must go. End Ashawo now. Let our laws work. Save our retail businesses. Save our next generation. Save our women. Save our life. Now, this demo comes off on the 9th of August 2025, starting from the Obra spot to the Independence Square. And the theme or the title they write, let's take our nation back. Come one, come all. Now, after going through this flyer, I spot some differences. I can confidently tell you, and if you're not biased, this demo is strictly targeting the Nigerians again. The Nigerians whom the Ghanaian president has assured. Now, you should understand that every animal struggles before dying. So if Ghanaians demonstrated for Nigerians must go and the president or the minister didn't support them, definitely you should understand that these people are going to use another means to ensure that they get their voices heard. Now, let's face fact. It is true that we need to save Ghana now. And it is true that Ghana is turning some way now. Retail businesses are suffering and a number of occurrences in Ghana. However, to blame Nigerians, a whole community or a whole country for this mishappenings in Ghana, I mean, it makes no sense. There are bad Nigerians, they are good Nigerians. There are bad Ghanaians, they are good Ghanaians. Now, to think of it, have these Ghanaians even thought of the other Ghanaians in Nigeria, the other Ghanaians in other man's land? People may argue that there aren't a significant number of Ghanaians in Nigeria. Now, even if there are a few Ghanaians, 100 Ghanaians, when you kick those Nigerians out, and those Nigerians also decide to kick those Ghanaian people out, what happens to those Ghanaians? Are you going to employ them? Are you going to give them a job? This is something we should be thinking about. Most Ghanaians think that there is an insignificant number of Ghanaians in Nigeria, which is not true. There are a number of Ghanaians in Nigeria. Go to Port Harcourt, go to Abuja. There were a number of Ghanaians either schooling, lecturers, or working. And these are people who are having good life where they are. Now, forget about that, Nigerians may be experiencing developmental setbacks. It happens everywhere. And even with that, people are still making it in Ghana. People are still making it in Nigeria. Same way Nigerians are making it in Ghana. So what am I saying? It is hard time we move forward as a country. It is hard time we point out people for their wrongdoing. If a Nigerian misbehaves, that Nigeria should be held accountable and should face the law. All Nigerians should not be punished for the sins of one Nigerian. Imagine if Nigerians also decide to kick Ghana out, just like it happened in 1983 Ghana Must Go. After Ghanaians kicked Nigeria out in the Aliens Compliance Law, what if Nigerians decide to also kick Ghanaians out to go to their country? What will become the fate of those Ghanaians who will be kicked out of Nigeria? Can Ghana employ those people? Can Ghana give those people accommodation? Can Ghana give them their job back? That is a question we need to ask ourselves. There are a number of Ghanaians in Nigeria. The same way there are a number of Nigerians in Ghana. There are a number of Ghanaians who own properties in Nigeria. Same way there are a number of Nigerians who also own properties in Ghana. So we need to be very careful with some of these things. Now, similar example is Asia. Now, when you tell somebody that Africans are in Asia, the people may not believe. But we have Africans, especially Ghana, Nigeria, in Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and even Cambodia. The last time I visited Cambodia, I saw a number of Ghanaians and Nigerians living their normal lives in these countries. But when you tell somebody about these countries, it looks very odd in the minds of Africans. But let me tell you, there are a number of Africans living in these countries. Talk about Vietnam. At least there are more than 500 Ghanaians in Vietnam that I can attest to. And there are also at least more than 700 Nigerians that I can testify to. These are those I know. There were a number of these people there. So So imagine if, based on your assumption that there aren't a lot of Africans in these countries, you decide to kick their citizens out of Ghana, and they also decide to kick these people out of their country. What is going to happen? These people are people who always send money back home. So some of these decisions should be taken clearly, and that is why the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, intellectually said that we do not want to visit some of this history, black history that Ghana had with Nigeria.
Regardless of that, there have been times in our history where we have had skirmishes. You remember the Aliens Compliance Order. We saw a number of so-called foreigners being removed from Ghana. And then you also recall Ghana Must Go in 1983, where over 1 million Ghanaians were forced out of Nigeria. So we are conscious of that history, which should guide all of us, that if these things are not managed well, it could take us back to certain dark occurrences in our history.
And I feel it should end there. Now, talking about those sponsoring this demo, in as much as I cannot point out those sponsoring this demo, I may not be surprised if Dr. Hassan Ayariga may still be the one behind this demo, because he was the one who sponsored the Nigeria Must Go demo.
Yeah, work where Dr. Hassan Ayariga and you organizing my youth to know.
And I won't be surprised if he's still the very person sponsoring this. But will this really help you win political power in Ghana? That is a question worth answering. Yes, Nigerians commit crimes, but so do Ghanaians. Crime has no nationality, so let's deal with criminals, not countries. Because the Nigerian you chase out today may be that person to save your brother, your sister, or your relative in a foreign land tomorrow. Instead of hate, let's demand proper immigration control, proper policing. Let's not mass blame and mob actions. Ghana and Nigeria must rise above bitterness and work towards unity, not another border war. What do you also think about this story? Don't forget to leave your comments down in the comment section. Should Ghanaians still chase Nigerians away, or we should bring to an end this racial profiling and come together? My name is KwekuAfrica. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your comment. It's a wrap for today.
Government and the people of Nigeria have been concerned about in quote, widespread protests that have been taking place. We were pleased to note that things were rather calm here in Ghana.
I had met him earlier, and he was very contrite in the meeting, has apologized. He's issued a public statement apologizing to President Mahama, to the government and people of Ghana. And based on his conduct, he has demonstrated good faith, that he's really, upon reflection, apologetic and will not tread that path any longer.